Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Kimball Hooker Show. I'm your host, Kimball Hooker. Welcome back to our third season. I'm so happy and humbled to be the host of this show. It's been going great. Also, I just want to put a note out there. Anybody who can sing, or you can tap dance, you can rap, come on down. We want to make sure that you're seen on this show. Just go to KCAT.org. But today we have our special guest. Listen, the line is long for so many people that have played with this gentleman and accompanied this gentleman. He's been around the world. He's a Bay Area legend. He's my friend as well. I also want to mention that you can go see him definitely live, and we're going to go over that. Mr. Juan Escovedo, my special guest.
Thank you, man.
How you doing, Juan?
I'm good. It's good to see you again.
Always. You my friend now.
Of course.
That's right.
And I also play with you.
Absolutely.
In your band.
Absolutely. Yeah, we go back a number of years, man. So I'd love to just dig right in and start from your humble beginnings. I know we got a lot to cover because you have such a broad history of music to cover. Mm-hmm. But in the beginning, how did it actually start for you, like the layout of it?
Well, it started with my father.
Right.
And his father. So my grandfather played music for years in Mexico and stuff. So my grandfather played guitar and sang.
Right.
All the Mexican old school music and stuff.
Right.
So my father started feeling the music like I did, but my father didn't play guitar. He started playing percussions. There was a band coming up that my father started playing sax. So he loved the sax, but he wasn't good enough. It was just squeaking. It was like,
barely getting by.
A sound you didn't want to hear.
Right.
So he switched to congas and percussion, like my uncle Coke. And they started playing percussions together when they were like, I think 15 or 16,
okay.
Junior high school. And they started playing with Cal Jader, Mongo Santa Maria, Willie Bobo, all these great musicians. And when they started getting their own band together, Escovedo brothers, they were rehearsing at the house. So me and my sister, Sheila, and my brother, Peter Michael, we were young and we just felt the love and the music. So it was so easy to pick up what they're doing because I saw my father happy playing percussions. So when they took a break, we just started beating on the drums and playing what we saw them rehearsing. And then eventually we started getting better and better. And then when you show that you love what you're doing, then we have professionals saying, well, this is the correct way of playing the instruments.
Okay.
So then we got better and better, and then we had our own band together at 15, 16.
Right.
And we used to always watch, the Jackson 5, Osmonds, all the great family bands and stuff. So we just kept practicing, and then we started playing for family members and stuff, and just the school. When I went to McChesney and Oakland High, we started playing at the, intermission things or whatever they're doing at the school. So we just got into it like that, and we just helped each other, and we started grow and do better.
That's amazing. A house full of musicians, right? Mm-hmm. From your father to your sister, yourself, Peter Michael, like everyone plays something. So you're very influential at that time. The neighborhood is obviously picking up some buzz too.
Mm-hmm.
How was that? How does that affect like your development coming up when people are recognizing you and understanding like, wow, you from that family?
Well, when we started practicing, and so we grew up on 9th Ave and East 21st, which now we have Escovedo Street.
Right, I saw that. Right.
Yeah, which is amazing. Never thought that. But anyway, so we used to rehearse in the front room. So the neighbors used to come by and hear the music. And then, we had a big glass window in the front, so we could see them like dancing and moving, like while we're practicing. And we're like, okay, I guess we're doing okay if they're dancing. Because,
Right.
East Oakland, they don't play.
Right.
Like if it's not grooving, They're not standing there, they're
Right.
walking by.
Right.
So they started dancing and having a good time, and then you start to meet other musicians down the street, like Ray Oviedo was right down the street. Bill Summers was down the street, who did Roots and Herbie Hancock and stuff. So these musicians were right down the street. So while we're practicing and playing, you get to meet other musicians and stuff, and we're still playing together. So that started everything when you're like, you're just learning and playing, having fun. But you didn't realize, I didn't realize when I was younger that I would be a professional musician. It was just something that was fun.
Right.
So it just led up to the CD.
Right. We're going to dig into that right now as well. Talk to us a little bit about, like, how did you form some of your first groups? Like, how did they come about to where you're handpicking some of these musicians, or you guys get together and you say, I like this, I don't like that. And so you're developing your ear, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as you're doing that, you're saying you're learning as well. And you're learning from other musicians, because like you were saying, like Bill Summers down the street, Ray Oviedo, these are great musicians.
Yes.
Just to name a few.
Right.
And Oakland is no joke from the music scene, from the Tonys. I mean, there's so many different people,
Right.
you know what I mean? So including yourself in that, because you are definitely amongst those great names.
Oh, thank you.
How were you able to, like, build yourself from out of those great names, and create your own legacy? Because you did carve out a name for yourself.
Well, the main thing, like I tell musicians, they always say, well, how'd you get to that level? Or what do you do to get famous, so-called famous and all this? I just play with every band that was in the neighborhood. And of course, there's great musicians. There's some struggling. There's some just have the love and passion to be a musician. So my thing is always just play with bands. If I didn't do that, there's so many bands I learned from. Even if they're not that good, you know what to do and what not to do.
Right.
There's some rehearsals, I'm like, wow.
Right. The list is long for that.
It's like, oh my goodness, I can't wait until the rehearsal is over.
Right.
Because they don't know what they're doing.
Right.
But then you go to another rehearsal the next day, and like, that's the way to do it. But you can't compare unless you see what the good and bad.
Right.
So I learned from all of it, right? Some people like to solo for a half hour at rehearsal. Drives me crazy.
Right.
I'm like, can you do that at home?
Right.
Let's do the verse, chorus, bridge.
Right.
The structure of the song.
Right.
And that's when you get professional. You're starting to see the difference of how they rehearse. So I recommend you to play with every band.
Right.
Because there's always one or two that are amazing in the band. They can all be great, but when you're growing up, we're all learning. So when you see the way they rehearse and the way they take rehearsal seriously and the main thing also is coming on time, being on time, which is half hour early. That's on time, because it takes you a half hour to set up and be prepared. Listen to the songs, get a set list of the songs, learn them, learn your part. I hate going to rehearsal and I'm sitting there and they can't find the chord, and I'm there at a 4-hour rehearsal.
Wow.
And I already know my part.
Right.
So to me, it's a waste of my 4 hours, and it takes, time for me to get ready and go there and set up. So you know about that.
I know all about it. I just want to say, so I have to interject on this. For the people that are listening, and this is kind of like a side note, this is a little bit of education for you guys. I'm going to ask Mr. Juan Escovedo, what's the difference? I know, but what is the difference with rehearsal and practice?
Okay, that's a good one. Rehearsal is everybody prepared to rehearse, to run over the song. Practice is when you're at home practicing your part, writing down the structure of the song. That's practice.
That's home time.
Home time, right? So when you perform at clubs and this, and they want to give you a little bit amount of money, and they're thinking, oh, it's only 2 sets, 3 sets. No, I put in 24 hours already before I got here.
Right.
See, they don't recognize that part, right? Club owners. But
Right.
my father had 4 clubs, and he always paid them well.
Right.
Even if they didn't sell out or he made his money at the door, he would pay them because he knows how much time and effort it takes to even get at that level
Right.
to play at a club.
He respects it.
Respect
because he knows.
musicians.
You're right. He
Yeah.
knows.
Yeah.
So for all those people that are listening, now you know. You heard it from a professional musician. The difference between practice and rehearsal. They're not the same thing. So from that, how did you actually put together this particular project? What made you write about and come about the type of instrumentation, the genre, and the instrumentation, like handpicking those musicians and vocalists and artists for that? Because I love the CD. It's amazing.
Oh, thank you. What I did is, that was the hard part, because we grew up with so many different music and genres and stuff that we love. You know, I love R&B, jazz, salsa, all type of music. We grew up in that industry. My father played all type of music. So I already know, because Prince, told me, he said, your first CD is where your following is going to come, from your first CD.
Right.
So you have to pick what area you want to be in.
Right.
Because if it's too much Latin, you're getting a lot of, Mexicans and all that, or Latin people that follow that, or you do too much R&B, you get that group of people.
Right.
So I think I mixed it up to where it's open for whoever.
Okay.
There's Latin in there. There's little jazz. There's samba. But like I said, I grew up with all this. So how do I make it work on my first CD? I just put my heart into it. I went through. So I play piano too, and little bass. But I've been playing piano for years, and
Right.
people don't know that.
And people don't know that. Can you please say it for the people in the back?
Well, that helped me write these songs. So I'm not the best piano player, but I could find the chords
Right.
and the structures. So what I did when I started writing these songs, then I called a friend of mine, Michael Angel Alvarado, who I think
Yeah,
he was from San Jose. Now he's in LA. So I knew the chords that I knew. Now he's been playing for years. So he made it fatter, nicer,
Right.
prettier. And then we worked together and we put the songs together. So once we did that, so I started with the rhythm that
Okay.
I love.
All right.
So the certain songs I said, I want a cha-cha, samba, a little funk in there. So once I did the foundation of the songs, and he came in to make it prettier, and then we came up with the melodies and stuff. And then I hired a friend of mine that did the lyrics that we toured with Hammer back in the days. He was in Indonesia.
Okay.
And I said, if I ever do my CD, I want him to do the lyrics. So he did the lyrics, and it just came out perfect. But what I did is I talked to him about what I was going through in my life and what kind of lyrics I wanted in the songs.
Okay.
So this happened when COVID hit.
Oh, okay.
So this is why I was so busy, always touring and doing things. So when COVID hit, that's when I had all these songs and stuff. So that's when I got it done. Because there's no work for us.
Right.
There was no concerts and gigs and stuff.
Right.
So that's when I dipped in and made it happen and got it done.
Okay. Got it. So this was released when? What year?
I think it was 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. And some of the names that are on here are prolific names. I mean, even like your brother's on here as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Peter Michael helped produce.
Right.
Yeah.
And now, is this your first project?
My first.
This is your first project, right?
Solo project.
Solo
yeah.
project, right? I mean, well, yeah, the list is long. You've been on so many projects.
Yeah.
But this is your first independent project on your own.
Correct.
Are there videos to follow with the CD?
Yeah, I ended up doing 7 videos off this. There's 10 songs on there, so I did 7 videos. My brother produced and did the videos. So we collaborated on the concept of each video, what I wanted, what I visualized on each CD. I got Andy Vargas from Santana singing lead. Martin Kemper, formerly with Color Me Bad. Raphael Sadiq is playing bass. My sister, she leads playing drums on there. I'm sure I'm missing some other people, but yeah, it turned out great, and I just love the way it turned out.
Okay, so you're happy with the way it turned out. In terms of like the recording of it and everything, were you instrumental in that as well? In terms of like using certain engineers or certain types of instrumentation, like not even just instrumentation, but like the mixing boards, and were you instrumental with picking out where? Because some people are very picky with like, I'm not recording here because of this, I'm not recording there because of that. Right.
Well, I was blessed with Raphael Sadiq. Used to play with my sister.
Oh wow. Okay.
On the tour, I think it was Lionel Richie tour. So he was 18. So he's from Oakland.
Right.
So he has a studio in LA. So I called him. I said, Ray. I call him Ray. Ray Wiggins. That's his real name.
Right.
So I said, man, can I use your studio? I'm working on these songs and stuff. And he goes, yeah. And this was during COVID. And he said, I only let you in because you're family, because he had shut down his studio, or you had to be in there one-on-one. I think he has 4 studios in there. So he said, you can use my engineer. So speaking of who was, in control of stuff, so he already knew the board. So I used Raphael Sadiq's engineer, who did all his albums, all his hits and all this stuff.
That's love.
And then love. Yeah. And then my brother came in and assisted him, because I couldn't connect and talk to my brother. He knows what I want and what I want to do. So that's how that worked as far as the back end of it.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Just to hear all these stories. I have a whole lot more for you. We're going to take a short break right now, and we're going to continue with this interview. We're going to be right back with Mr. Juan Escovedo, my special guest. I'm Kimball Hooker, your host on KCAT. Check us out, kcat.org. Also, drop a line if you guys can sing or tap dance or rap. Come on, show us some love. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to start a podcast, TV show, or video project? Bring your ideas to life at KCAT Public Media, your resource for video production and content strategy services. With your very own creative team, your show will reach the right demographics, build your brand, and engage a wide audience. Tell your story with us. Come visit our media playground and meet the KCAT team. Email us today at info@kcat.org. That's info@kcat.org.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Kimball Hooker Show. I'm your host, Kimball Hooker. You guys go check us out on kcat.org, where you can check out all of our other interviews that we have. But today, we're happy to have our special guest here today, Mr. Juan Escovedo, and we're going to continue where we picked up and left off on his CD. But I have a personal question. Can you please, for the people that don't know, because there's, you have a lot of fans, but there's some fans that might be new to you. Mm-hmm. What is your relationship with Sheila E.?
Well, that's my sister.
All right.
And what's so cool that she just won a Grammy. She was nominated in 1985, her first nomination, and it was Glamorous Life. So I actually was there, and when she got there, she was like, I don't think I'm gonna win. It was first nomination and stuff, and there was a lot of big people there and stuff, but man, she kept going and pushing. So 40 years later, she got a Grammy.
Amazing.
And the first thing she did, so we have a WhatsApp with the family, just the family, and she left a message, and she was crying. She's like, we got one, family thank you for supporting her and all this. That's how close we are.
Wow.
That was the first call to us. So it was touching, and it was something,
That's beautiful.
Of course I'm proud of her, and that shows. So I'm 66 and she's 67, and this is her first Grammy. So you just continue to do what you do, and people, you know, they know how amazing she is and how she put in all that hard work and stuff, and it paid off. So never give up on your dreams. Just keep pushing.
I love that family support, the family love. But I got one question. What are you drinking? Because you don't wear that 66 like that. I mean, you every time I see you, you look like you going down in age. You giving your age to me. Looking good, my friend.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Speaking of 66, I'll be playing at Yoshi's. I play there every year for each birthday. So I've been there back to back, I think, for the last 6 years. On March 13th, I try to make it on my birthday, March 13th. So this time is Thursday, March 13th. I'll be at Yoshi's, and the whole family will be there.
Right.
And we're gonna party, and it's gonna be nice.
Oh, that's gonna be off the hook. We also have one kind of little common thing. So you're the 13th of March. I'm the 11th of March.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's been like that ever since I picked up your drums from the Conga King.
Okay.
You remember that, right?
I do. Now I do. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a while back. That was over a decade ago. But yeah. So where can your music be found?
You can go to Linktree, and you can download it on, you know, all Spotify and all the, you know,
Amazon, iTunes, all the mom and pops, and all the,
and at my shows,
and at your shows as well.
Yeah. You come to Yoshi's, they'll be there, and I'll sign them.
Right. Sign an autograph. Everybody sign an autograph. Get your T-shirt. Be there early. Get your tickets. Where are you going to be performing? Where? The location?
At Yoshi's.
At Yoshi's,
in
okay.
Oakland.
All right.
But I'm always doing other stuff. I'm doing a lot of recordings, so which is nice. I'm getting a lot of calls for sessions and stuff. And what's good about this age now, that I can pick who I want to play with.
Right.
I don't have to play with anybody.
Isn't that nice?
It's really nice. I did enough to where I can choose. You know, when you're younger, you got to play with everybody and do what you have to do to pay your bills. I'm sitting pretty good, so I choose who I want to play with. So if you see my name, special guest with a lot of different artists and stuff, it's because they're great musicians, and I enjoy being around them.
That was by choice.
By choice. And that's another thing. You have to find your unit and people that you enjoy playing with. But growing up, you know, people trying to find their way. Some have attitudes, some don't. You know that.
It's the business.
Part of it.
Right. So
I have a good amount of great musicians that I know. They call me, I call them. Vernon Ice Black plays with me.
So you got a good place right now.
A great place.
That's beautiful.
Billy Johnson plays with me.
Amazing.
You know.
These are amazing musicians that he's naming right now. These are like legendary people. These are people that have made their name in history, made their mark, and they're no slouches. But I want to talk about, where is your website so people can go to your website, check you out, listen to your music. Do you have a website?
Oh, I did have a website, and I used to go through that. But now, you know, there's other outlets and stuff to go through. But you can find me. Just Google, look up JuanEscovedo.com, or you'll find me.
Where do you see yourself going? Like, is there a level that you're trying to reach, or a goal that you're trying to shoot for? Anything out that you're trying to achieve or accomplish? To
me, it's where I'm at in my life, and what I feel. I just bought a grand piano that I just bought in my house. So I'm really into playing a lot of piano and writing again. Okay. So I will be focusing on a new CD. So I think I'm just where I'm at in life is just continue playing music and do what I enjoy. And if I don't want to play for a minute, that's fine too. I got kids I love, and I spend time with them. And I'm going on a cruise with my girl. It's her birthday coming up, and it's just, you know, enjoying life. There's no rush to me. I used to be like, I got to do all this. You know, when you're younger, you're trying to do everything. Right. But, you know, 66, I'm taking my time and just enjoying life, and I'm writing music again. So, yeah, wherever it goes.
Nice. So you have children, right?
Yes, 4.
Are they musicians?
My son is.
Okay.
J.A.I., the Prophet, a rapper. He has CDs out and videos. My other 2 kids are very talented, but they don't do it for a living.
Okay.
They have that gift though, as singing. Ziana and Brittany, they can sing, but they're doing good with their own businesses and stuff. So yeah.
Right. So they're next to come up through the ranks.
My son is.
Right. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. More of a rapper, more of a singer.
Rapper.
Oh, rapper.
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll be there at Yoshi's.
He'll be there at the
he
show.
He raps with me when I perform.
That's nice. Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
What kind of advice would you give somebody like a youngster, like someone that's listening to you right now and chooses to listen to you for that thing that's like to look out for? What would you instruct them to for their future if they want to come into this business? Because this is not an easy business. Not for the week of the week. Mm-hmm. What advice would you give them?
Just for one thing, know what direction you want to go in, like what genre. Start with the love of music and what you feel. Because I play a bunch of instruments, but I know my main thing is congas. It used to be bongos and then timbales. It used to be drums. But find the way where your heart will take you where you want to go. And then when you follow that, if you have this feeling, when I play congas, I have this feeling like it's part of me. Once you have that, then you see where you apply that to other artists, right? First you have to find yourself. Don't let other musicians say, man, you need to do this, because there's a lot of people talking in your ears, right? But you have to know what you love. And if you don't feel like you're in the right band, then move on to the next one.
Right.
And when you find your spot, then you find the group of musicians that will take you in and make you develop and be a better musician. So you have to find your group. But you have to go through a lot of haters, a lot of people that don't feel you. Right. But it only takes one in that band to say, man, let's do something together. That can be your co-writer. That can be your musical director. You don't know where it's going to go, but you know when it's wrong. So I always say that when you know it's wrong, keep moving till you find your spot.
Listen to your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
They'll find you.
They'll find you.
Yeah.
Wow. One more thing before we close this interview. I have to ask, what was your relationship like with Prince?
It was really cool, believe it or not. So I met him, he was 17. He was playing at the Circle Star Theater. It was his first album. But my father met him first because he was taking lessons from the piano player with Santana. My father was in the band Santana. So my father met him first. And then he wanted to meet Sheila. So he came to the house. So we were all still at the house. I think we were 15, 16, 17. We met him, he came over, and we started jamming because we had all this equipment in the house and we're jamming and stuff. And he goes, yeah, I'll be out here next month or something at Circle Star, opening up for Rick James.
Right.
And then we went to the show, and then Sheila started hooking up with him, and then they did some work together in the studio. And then Sheila did a Glamorous Life video. I mean, she was gonna do Glamorous Life video, so she had the song with Prince, but no band, because them two did everything. So if you notice, my sister Zena was playing guitar, my brother was playing sax, I was playing piano.
I saw that.
Yeah.
In the video.
So we wasn't on the song.
Right.
So the song was done by them two. So we had to do the video, so she needed her family, so we came in. And then that's where that started. And then, so we was on tour with the Purple Rain after his movie. Mm-hmm. So we did Purple Rain tour, and I got to know him hanging out. And he'll call me in my room, like, let's hang out and stuff. I'm like, yeah, cool. So, I mean, we were good friends. Right. I mean, Prince was cool. Yeah, wow. We had a good time on tour.
What was the biggest learning lesson what did he leave you with?
The biggest thing is when I was working on some songs, and we were backstage at one of the concerts, and I said, Prince, I have a song I want you to hear. And he goes, why do you want me to hear it? And I said, well, I want your opinion. He goes, my opinion doesn't matter. He said, it's what you get out of the song. He said, if you do a song that you love, the crowd will follow you, right? And I thought about it. I'm like, well, he has hits. He knows what's good.
Right.
But then it took me a minute to understand that, which makes sense. He said, I can say I like it, and I can say change this or not. But if I tell you that, and you don't feel it, and you're going by what I'm telling you, it ain't going to work for you. You have to make it to where you love the song. And he said the fans will follow you. And I took that with that CD. So everything I did on my CD is what I felt, and what I felt is what's on there. And he said they will follow you.
That's
and
powerful.
It worked. Yeah,
very,
it worked.
very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Very powerful. Ladies and gentlemen, we're out of time, and I'm
what?
Right. I'm so sad. We could continue. We're gonna do a part 2 of this because there's so much more down the pipeline that we can add to this. But we are out of time, unfortunately. I'm Kimball Hooker here on KCAT TV 15 in Los Gatos, Montesarena, with my very special guest, Mr. Juan Escovedo. Thank you.
My brother.
Yes, that's right.
I love you, man.
Love you too, my friend. You know what? Everybody go peep that CD, go buy it, go purchase it, look it up. You can go catch it on Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, and anywhere else online. Juan Escovedo, thank you so much.
Thank you, man. Love you.
You just heard the Kimball Hooker Show here on KCAT Radio. Explore all our KCAT original programming at kcat.org/radio.